So FE users are those who relate to others through emotions and feelings. One thing about FE users is that they tend to be very in tune with what other people are feeling. One thing that I've noticed about FE users is that they tend to share how they can relate to the feelings of other people and validate other people's feelings. And I think that's something that they often seek, is others who can also share how they relate to the FE user's feelings and seeking validation of their feelings too from other people. So that's how they relate, is through shared emotions, shared feelings. So here are some Bible verses that I feel like can really speak to FE users. So the first one comes from Isaiah 53, verses 3 through 5, and it's referring to Jesus. It says, "He was despised and rejected by mankind, a man of suffering and familiar with pain. Like one from whom people hide their faces, he was despised, and we held him in low esteem. Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." The second verse comes from Hebrews 4, verse 5, which says, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin." I feel like these verses could really speak to FE users because they show how God is indeed able to empathize with our feelings and relate to what we feel. So if you are an FE user, and whenever you go through times of experiencing painful emotions, and maybe you wish that someone would come along and offer how they can relate to how you're feeling or share in your emotions with you, I pray that these verses remind you that God does indeed empathize with how you're feeling, and he knows how you feel, because his word says that he was a man of suffering, familiar with pain, and he took up our pain, he bore our suffering. And his word says that he's not some high priest, who is not able to empathize with us, but he is indeed able to feel what you feel and empathize with you. So I just pray that these verses